Want. Am I going at a good speed for you? The Zenon is only 4.6 ounces. So far I've done about 20 casts or so. It's pretty smooth. Too fast here. Only time will tell if it's better than the Metanium, because Shimano's, they just last. They're smooth for their whole life. And a lot of times with Luz and Abus, I can't always say the same. Some Abus I have, like the old 6500 catfish ones, man, those things they'll last your lifetime. But you hear some things about quality control when it comes to some of those newer Revos. Yeah, that was like my first, I don't know if I consider it high end. That was like my first real bait cast reel, was when they first made the Revo. Marking stuff, man. Most definitely marking stuff. Nice if one just smack it right at the boat. They love doing that. Remember that my first bite ever on the BFS rod, smacked it right at the boat. Oh, yeah. I was freaking out. Visual bite. Driveway like once or twice a year, but like where it snows a lot, I'm gonna hit this real quick. Go ahead, you got it. Now if I catch a fish here,
because of the bait you use, not because you made a better cast.
All right, we'll go with that. But yeah, that well, all right, folks, we're going to try to do something a little different here. I've never recorded in my kitchen, but it's a nice controlled environment. It's really late. It's really dark. I'm just ate up with the fishing bug right now. Honestly, it's been on my mind. So today, the reel that we're showcasing is a very cool reel. It's the Abu Garcia Zenon. It's Abu Garcia's new flagship reel. Just think of their top of the line model bait caster. And when you think of a company like Abu Garcia, you know, they're an iconic baitcast brand. This is their new flagship. It's their new big deal. So it's a big deal for a company that's already a big deal. But yeah, this is the Zenon. It is the MG-LTX. There's 3 tiers of the Zenons, but this is going to be the top of the top. Just think of trim levels in the car. This is the top of the top. And one of the craziest things is this lightweight, 4.62 ounces to be exact. And with that, it is a full-size reel. Quick specs, monofilament capacity is going to be 10-pound line, 135 yards. For braid capacity, they list 20-pound, 145. I never believe any of the braid capacities. And I did get the high gear ratio. I got the 8.3 to 1. But yeah, this is the box it comes in. It's pretty, you know, it's cooler than some. It has like this double box here. It comes out like that. Yeah, I wasted no time getting this baby on the rod. I got on a Dobbin 704 glass. In that video, you'll see me casting around a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. So I was casting the light bait, launching it, and had really good short quarter target casting ability as well. Try to get this. I got tape on here. There we go. So when it came in from the packaging, I ordered this straight from Berkeley themselves. I had a promo code. I ended up getting a good deal on it. It comes in this cool little case here. It's a pretty sturdy case. Compared to my Dial Exist, it is a higher quality case. And that's like, I don't know what is that, real carbon fiber, pseudo carbon fiber, but it has like a little carbon fiber plate there. And it's padded. Some of the Abu Garcias that I've got in the past, which you consider premium Abu Garcia reels, they always include the padding there, which is nice. I mean, it's cheap padding, but you know, it helps your reel out from getting scratched or scuffed or whatever. Reel foot protectors, that's nice. I mean, honestly, I've never used those. And then we got all of the warranty user manuals. I don't look at those. I should. I get out there and start launching the thing as soon as I get it. Alrighty, let's break this down here some for you. Alright, so I got it on a Dobbins Champion 704 glass. This is rated to, I believe, 3/4 of an ounce. I will never throw 3/4 of an ounce on this rod. I have a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. It was perfect. It loaded the rod up really crazy. But I look forward to using this rod and this reel for 1/4 ounce crankbaits. It's going to be one of my finesse crankbait rod setups, and I am going to love it. I love this reel already. I actually was able to cast my Shimano Metaniums, the shallow spool one, which I would consider to be competition with this reel. I was able to cast that one around the same day, and I don't want to say it, man. I like this reel more. I like this reel more. It's just very accurate in it. My target casting was on point, but also I was able to launch a kind of a cumbersome lure to an extent. It's a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait, but it's a little harder. These blades are a little bit bigger for a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. It catches the wind. It's hard to put into words. You just have to cast it yourself and compare it to another 1/4 size spinnerbait to really see what I mean with that Colorado blade and that larger willow blade. It does kind of catch in the wind. Visually, if you want to look at it here, it's got a carbon fiber reel handle. Not really, visuals aren't make or break to me, but I would think of this as one of those brand new Corvettes, the C8s. This is a silver C8 on black wheels with these black accents. So yeah, this is the best part about the Zenon. Is it's kind of hard to see from this angle. It's the palmability. This is an extremely lightweight reel, but it is so easy to palm. If it's like I'm not even, there's some rods and reel setups that feel like an extension to your arm. This is it. It feels like an extension. It feels like when you're playing an instrument and you're in tune with it, it's right there with you. It's not cumbersome. It's just poetry when you use it, okay? 10 out of 10 when it comes to that. 10 out of 10 for it being so light with the full capacity. Like you could use this for your higher end, end of the spectrum. When I say higher end of the spectrum baits, where you may need to use 16 to 20 pound fluoro. When I've used those on some MG-L reels, like the SLX MG-L, I was using it for a jig rod for a while. I put a spinnerbait on in the middle of a tournament. I was fishing out the back of the boat. One of my buddies, I really don't fish tournaments much, but I hopped in a tournament with him. I was pitching a spinnerbait underhand, much like I was earlier in this video. But I was using 16, it was either 16 or 20 pound fluoro. But I was running out of line on some of my overhand casts just because the capacity wasn't there. You wouldn't have this issue with this reel. Dialing in this reel was very, very simple. It has a spool tension knob. Some of the dials now have the no tension adjustment needed knob. I don't know the exact words for it. But the braking system right here has that nice audible click that Abu Garcias are known for. But I have, when you're looking at the minimum and the maximum, I have it dialed in. I have it dialed in about 60%. And honestly, I could have dialed it in a lot less. I was trying to do some ridiculous casts that day, and there were some where, with the spinnerbait, I'm trying to whip it into areas I do, but the spinnerbait would hit the water prior to me casting, and you know how that is if you're ever skipping jigs or whatnot, it blows up your reel. This reel prevented like catastrophic blowups. Like I said, it was a slow day, so I got to the point where I was just doing just wild stuff. It was a slow day, but it really prevented a lot of really bad backlashes. I should have had to respool. I should have had to cut half the line off my reel on one of those blowups had it been on a cheaper reel. But I didn't have to do that, fortunately. So that was really nice. It balances really well with this Dobbins 704. I would say, you know, your 3 power, your lighter 4 power rods is going to balance well. I wouldn't put on a flipping stick, personally. I would really love a zillion on a flipping stick, and that may be something I may work towards saving up for, is a zillion on probably a Dobbins flipping stick. I've never gave the Dobbins flipping sticks a good run for their money, but we'll see. The price is probably the only thing that really sets this reel back, because it's more expensive than a Metanium. I always get my reels on sale. Like, I'll find a way to find a sale where I just won't buy them. It's $100 more than Metanium. It's better than Metanium. But, you know, being somebody that has to work for their money, I always bring that up with my reviews. I would get a Metanium. I actually wouldn't get a Metanium. Now think about it. I would get a Zillion. I'd get a Daiwa Zillion, the brand new Daiwa Zillion. Then I'd get a Metanium, and then I'd get this one. But I got this one actually cheaper than a Metanium brand new with the holiday promo code. So I was able to experience this reel, and I'm very glad that I have it. I don't see myself ever porting with it. And I'm just incredibly blessed to be able to do this review right now, because, man, I grew up using the El Cheapos. I started my fishing days in the Walmart aisle. You know, my hometown didn't have Bass Pro Shops or anything relatively high-end. Your entry-level reels were considered special to me. So I'm very fortunate to have this reel, and it's very nostalgic, because my very first bait cast reel, before I got into any high-end stuff, my very first bait cast reel was an Abu Garcia 4600. It was a Hank Parker special. It was a Hank Parker signature combo. My dad drove 3 hours to Bass Pro Shops, and that was my birthday gift. So that was a big deal for me. And then, as I previously mentioned in the footage, I was able to get an Abu Garcia Revo SX. That's what it was. It wasn't the STX. It wasn't the entry. It was like the middle ground Revo when the Revos first came out. That was when all the reel manufacturers made that push to the low profiles. nice, lightweight, higher end, low profile craze started kicking in, and it never went away, but it started kicking in hard because like I said, I was using the 4600 round Abu Garcia, and that was my first really, when I first casted it, I was like, man, this is nice. That was my first reel ever to that extent. And then I ended up getting a Corrado next. But you want to talk about time, that was probably about 16, 17 years ago. So it's very nice for me to reflect and get back to my roots, per se. The King of Sweden, that's cool. Some of my Abu Garcia 6500 catfish reels were the classic made in Sweden ones, and they fetched a pretty penny. I sold a couple of them, and people knew what I had. They did not hesitate. They bought it instantly. But yeah, this is a really nice high-end setup here. The like I said, the visuals pretty modest, but like I said, I think it's I call it the Corvette C8 with black wheels with these black accents. It's definitely not ugly, but I don't care if a reel performed the way that this reel performs. It could be the ugliest reel in the world. I'd still use it. I'd still love it. But yeah, I gotta rate it, because I've been rating a lot of reels here. 1 out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, just because the price is so offsetting. You will not be disappointed with this reel, but the price enters another bracket where that's the cream of the crop. And I gotta be honest, it does not blow me away compared to what would be considered its competitors. It doesn't blow me away, but I look forward to this for years to come to use. So money well spent. That first cast, when I made that first cast, I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. That's all that matters. You can't put a price on that when it comes to me. I can't put a price on that. So I don't regret getting this reel at all. I look forward to using this reel in a lot more videos to come, giving you guys more insight, more hands-on use, more reflection on this reel. I can't wait to actually catch a fish on this thing, man, because I want to test the drag out. I want to see how all that, the torque of the reel, these higher gear reels, I've almost went all to high speed reels, and I'm surprised at how I'm able to still horse fish in, because back in the day you're always told you need that lower gear. But yeah, man, this for what this is dialed in for, it's an awesome rig, and the rod is an awesome deal as well. I need to get more time, more seat time, more hand time with this 704 glass before I make a detailed review on it, but it far exceeded my expectations. The Dobbins rods never disappoint. I've had them all, from high-end Megabass, Poison Adrenas, G Loomis. You cannot beat Dobbins pound for pound. You also can't beat their warranty service. So just keep that in mind, guys. I don't mean to keep rambling here, but I just can't help it sometimes. Once I start talking about these kind of things, I get going. But I want to keep it short, and I want to let you guys know that feel free to subscribe, and feel free to look at my other stuff. Learning the processes of doing these reviews. I'm only going to get better as time comes, because I would just do these reviews in my head for myself throughout the years, and now I'm actually taking the time to share my opinions and share my passion with you guys. So I'm very excited to be able to do that, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys enjoy gear and using your gear, and even just on a rainy day looking at your gear the way that I do. And y'all take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.